Argentinian, but it's close, right?
But he's Italian, Argentinian.
It's close. Italian is his dad and stuff. He lives in Argentina. So anyway, he's Brazilian, and he's a bro, and he's one guy. So he was thinking of his nickname, you know, like Brano. Brano doesn't work because he's no Brazilian, but it's true. But he wants bro in there, so he's no Brano. So he was thinking like Brono, but then that doesn't make sense because he says no, I'm not a bro, Brono, and it's very close to Bono, who he doesn't like to listen to. So anyway, he chose the one true way of making his nickname, Uno Bro. Bruno.
One bro.
Bruno.
One bro. I like that. It's good.
That's
But
Bruno.
my nickname has no real weight
it's
behind
Draskyl.
it.
It's very strong. It's from Egypt and Greek mixed all together with dark skulls. Draskyl.
Are you just bullshitting me?
No, I'm not. It's a nickname. Just learn it, man.
He's convincing.
How have you guys been? I mean, you're doing pretty well, coming off 3-0. Was it as easy as it looked?
It was hard.
It's always hard.
It's always hard. It's always hard to play Chen with this finger.
What happened to your finger?
Long story.
Well, we have time.
There's no abridged version?
You have to give me, tell us.
And it's connected to drunk Ukrainians.
That's enough. That's all you have to say. Drunk Ukrainians. That's enough. Draskyl, how has it been casting this event?
It's been kind of on and off. Some games you see like so many midases and you're just like, can we see less midases? I mean, I understand why people are buying them, but I could do without. But everyone else has been great.
You want more gaming?
Yeah, more gaming. More gaming. Especially when people sacrifice items for midases. Then I'm kind of like, questionable. Like that game where Loda played Tiny, for example, and he went phase boot Midas. And I was like, you're just going to die over and over again. And that's pretty much what happened.
Do you, have you heard him cast a lot?
Him?
Yeah.
I like his casting.
Do you think it's spot on? Is he the best analysis there is?
I kind of like all the combinations that Dream League has. Pure Flex, the noob guy, you know, comes in, says, wow, what is that? And Draskyl is like, well, here, kiddo, I'll teach you and stuff. And then you have Bruno, the super stats guy and stuff, you know, knows about his stuff. There's Draskyl, the epic caster, you know, epic. What
I always just feel like there's this trolly undertone.
I wouldn't describe his casting as epic.
Okay,
I would describe it as
it's quite good.
You know, insightful.
It's
yeah,
quite.
I don't have like an epic voice, right? But
Do you need though?
You have a smooth, buttery.
Just be
buttery.
okay, you know, be chill.
I can deal with
People
that.
like chill.
Yeah.
And then you have James, of course, that's just gonna stay there and be like James.
And just bullshit.
Yes.
Like 90% of the time.
Exactly.
James speaks as if has very deep understanding of Dota 2.
He does, but that's kind of what he sells. Whatever he says, he's a salesman, right?
He's very good at it. He's charismatic.
At the end of the day, I need to be there to call him on his bullshit. So whenever he says something that sounds like okay, you know, maybe no, it's just never right.
That's really good though, because maybe people are thinking like James, and then you're gonna put your foot. Well, they are, man. There are more people named James in this world, and they all probably think the same way.
It's terrifying to think, actually.
Very terrifying.
Multiple James.
Well, you were talking about the origin of Bruno's name. I'm sure you get this a lot. What happened? How did you figure out your name?
My name?
Yeah.
Well, it came from a long time ago, where I thought Master of Puppets was the best album in the world.
Okay.
And one day I misclicked the T on a Y, and I was like, not bad, you know?
Decent.
Decent, you know?
It's more interesting than mine.
What's yours?
Mine came from a random name generator in a video game.
Oh, wow.
It's like I played EverQuest like 1999 or whatever, 2000.
It was
just
fate.
happened.
It was fate.
Yeah. It sounds cooler when he says it.
And you guys have to play potentially 8 games today.
We do?
Yeah.
Yeah, another best of 5.
Another best of 5 later
like
today.
in total. Like you've already played 3 and now you're gonna play a BF5.
Because Rice came to me, hey, you're gonna play 2 best of 5s, you know, because you came from the loser bracket. Shut up, man. It's not true. Don't do this to me.
You guys were up early, right?
Yeah, we slept like 4 hours or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah, we're all jet lagged. Whatever. What can you do?
Yeah.
Last tournament, at least I'm second place already, so I can feel already good.
Yeah.
And maybe we can show some skills once again, and maybe throw Fnatic off their championship title, which they are rooting for to get.
be honest though, I feel like they deserve to win at least a tournament, right? Like they played really well in their series the other day.
I like Fnatic. I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
like them.
course.
And I like all their players.
Good-looking guys.
Yeah, it's like the
guys.
team of secondary models. It's kind of weird.
But nobody likes Sarah though. Nobody likes Sarah.
No one. It's true.
They have that guy that does the martial arts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fly.
Yeah.
Tie, you know?
Do you think you could take him?
No.
What your whole team together?
Whole team?
Yeah. 5-on-1.
If they're drunk,
Well,
maybe.
The point is that don't mess with Russians because they don't play fair.
Yeah.
They never do. So
Biting and
no
like, eye
knives,
gouging and stuff.
mostly knives.
Oh, God.
Okay,
Yeah, okay.
got it.
That's
Mostly
worse.
knives. And they won't even like go to you. They'll just throw them. They won't even care. They're just knives, man. Easy gaming.
Okay. You just came back from MLG.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of that event? Well, you didn't come
I
back
didn't
from
go to
MLG, but
MLG.
you watched it, I'm sure.
No, I didn't.
Did
You
wanna
didn't
go?
watch it?
I slept. I thought about going, and then I was like,
What
not-
kept you?
well, it would have been a fun event to spectate, but at the same time, I really go for the games, and I wasn't going to be able to do any real work there, so I was like, I'll watch the VODs.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
And you guys had some incredibly long games against DK.
Yeah.
It's like 85 minutes or some crap like that.
Yeah, the second game was quite long.
Yeah.
The 2 games we lost convincingly. I mean, they won convincingly, and we lost convincingly. I don't know how you can say it.
No, you can win
We-
convincingly, but can you lose convincingly?
Yeah. I was very convinced that we were going to lose.
Ah,
like
okay.
in some part of the
Fair.
game.
Fair.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, we had some tough games. We learned a lot, so whatever we can do right now, we're trying our best.
Is it hard to stay motivated after TI?
Hey, no, after TI it's fine. You can always keep. The only people that don't stay motivated after TI are those that are weak anyway, so it doesn't really. It's not really a factor. TI was never my care. When I won first TI, I wanted to win every tournament. I didn't care about the prize money or anything. I almost did it, but you know, what can you do? You know, you lose some, you win some. And then we got second place in the international too. You know, IG was far more better team in that tournament. And well, yeah, it just happens to be like that. And international is not that important for a mindset of a Dota player or any gamer. You shouldn't think about the big prize or something like that.
Just always try to be the best.
Well, either that or you're gonna turn into some of those pop stars, like, you know, we all know that just abuse money and so on
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so forth.
I can respect that.
Yeah, that's why Midas is like so popular, because Miley
Everyone
Cyrus
wants
did
money.
that. Because Miley Cyrus did that. Or whatever.
Something along those lines.
Yeah, hate those people.
Draskyl, you kind of you're playing at a pseudo competitive level, you would say, right?
I play at a pub star level. There's
Yeah.
a very big difference between playing in a pub game and playing in a match. The way that I play, if I played that way in a match, I'm probably the equivalent of a Bambo, aka I would feed a lot because I go for pub plays.
And would you say that if you had a choice between casting and being a pro player, what would you pick?
I really like casting. I mean, when you're a competitor, I'm sure Puppey can attest to this, it's like you always want to compete because you want to play against the best teams, but you're not always sure if you're going to have a stable roster to do it. Puppey is a bit fortunate in that his roster has been stable for at least a while now, so he always has a team that he can count on and they're full-time and whatnot. If I were to compete, I would want a team like that stable, you know? And you can't really get it guaranteed just getting into the scene. And plus, casting is more stable in terms of having livelihood, like being able to pay for food and shit.
What's harder to make it in the industry, a caster or a player?
Player.
Player, definitely.
Player for sure. The difference between like a player is it's so much harder to get noticed as a player than it is as a commentator because the commentators right now in Dota are pretty stagnant. There's not really many new people coming into the scene. So if you have any talent whatsoever, you're going to get noticed really fast. But for players, there's a lot of really high individually skilled players. The things that typically hold them back are like attitude, their ability to adjust, and how old they are. Like a lot of the pro players now are really young. So you have things like school and their parents want them to, you know, finish college and like, I want to play Dota, and then MSS runs away. I mean, shit like that happens, you know?
Did you ever have any issues with convincing your parents this is what I want to do, or are they just like?
Yeah, of course. Everyone goes through this time of
Well,
moment.
tell us the story. What did you tell them, and what did they say?
Well, you know, as a person as I am, I pretty much the same way. Think if I would be your kid. Like think of that right now.
Imagine that. That's right now. Okay.
You would already have problems with me, like telling me to stop playing this game. I would convince you that this is the right thing for me to do. And
You're a smooth talker. You just.
well, my father is too, but you know that's where we kind of collide and have a maybe not a fight but some stupid situation and stuff. But at the end of the day, when everything in my life was normal anyway, and I was just playing this game, who cares, you know? You, as a father, or as a overall parent, or even a brother, a big brother, you must understand that what's good for you, your son, is gonna be what makes him happy. Blah blah blah. Same story, long short, whatever. Chica chica, you know, same shit, different day.
It must be easy though now that you guys have once like gotten to the TI final so many times, won so many tournaments that it's just like, well, look at me now. Like it must be easy to be successful and then tell your parents that you know it's the right choice.
It's pretty much everywhere in life, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It's not
It's
connected.
like-
not connected.
Hindsight is a bit different,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's like, oh, I've made multiple thousands of dollars. Suddenly you feel silly. But the thing is, it's not that way at the start, and it never is.
What about you? How did it go with your family?
My family is like the total opposite of his. My family didn't care. They're like, if you can make this viable, go for it. But they gave me like a time period. It's like you have 1 to 2 years. If it doesn't work, you're going to have to try to find something else because you have to support yourself no matter what. So for me, it was just like I had this period where I could do whatever I wanted. And then if I couldn't make it by that point, then I would have to have transitioned into something else.
You would do it yourself also. I
Yeah,
think. It wouldn't really matter to their decision and them saying like, oh, if you don't do it in 2 years, then you're gonna have to find.
Well, it
somebody
makes
else.
sense though.
Yeah,
from
but
a
you knew it
standpoint.
yourself
Yeah,
anyway.
of course.
It's like
they're just telling me what I knew.
it's pretty much you probably talked to them also. Yeah, I know, and you're like, oh yeah, I know, you know. So that was the conversation you probably had also.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
close.
So, is Navi guaranteed to hold the same roster until TI4?
Guaranteed.
Yeah,
Nothing's
guaranteed.
guaranteed, man.
Nothing's guaranteed, man. Are you serious? Nothing's guaranteed.
It
What's
feels like you guys are playing a lot better now, though, like as a team.
I don't know.
You don't know.
No,
It's
what-
your team.
No, what do you mean by now we're playing better?
I mean, like, you guys seem to have better communication, at least from what we can see when we watch the games.
Well, because we lost 3-0 to Fnatic.
And then you kind of had to sit down and you're like, okay, we need to.
No, because every player is in his mind like, oh God, what did I do and stuff. So it's just gonna end up the player getting, you know, much more better
Yeah.
psychologically, pretty much.
So basically, you learn more from your losses than you do from your wins.
Yeah, you always do.
Yeah.
As if you are a competitor of the top 4 or something like that, you always learn more from a loss than from a win. But they're kind of equal, but the loss strikes psychologically much more harder.
Yeah.
If you keep on winning, nothing's, you know, why do you need to learn anything anyway? I mean, it's a bad idea to think like that, but there's still, the idea is that people aren't that psychologically like so good at it, like they understand everything that's been happening. They won't remember things. Like people forget things, and when you lose, you remember things why those things worked,
Right.
and now you like try to combine things. But if you're winning, you might start forgetting things.
Okay, so I have some rapid fire questions for you guys. I just want to hear one answer and then the next one. What would you say the most underrated hero in 6.79 is?
Dazzle.
Dazzle?
Dazzle.
Really?
I love Dazzle, man.
Underrated. Underrated. Holy the hell. Maybe Tree and Protector.
Tree and Protector. Okay. And overrated?
Lich.
Lich.
They're picking, yeah, I would say Lich also. Seems so.
Why? Why is he overrated?
It's just because he's kind of like a one-trick pony. He's okay in those teams where you have no real BKB carriers on the opponent's side, but it's kind of like you pick for a lane win, and that hasn't really been working at all lately. People went for lanes, like right when 6.79 came out, they're like, oh, dual lanes are the new thing. We'll just pick really strong dual lanes and crush. People are adapting more now. So you see a lot more teams that can transition into split push mid games, and Lich is like really awful in those kind of games. And if you don't get a huge advantage in the early game with a Lich, then the purpose of the hero is pretty much non-existent, in my opinion.
Okay. Same question, but player. Most underrated player right now.
Underrated player.
Underrated player. Oh God.
That's a hard
Time?
one. That's actually
Time to think of this.
Who are you gonna choose? Chinese or European?
Yeah.
Anyone. You can pick anyone you
Western or
want.
Eastern scene. Oh, I can pick anyone.
This is the hipster question where you can name someone now and then they win TI4 and then you can come back to this interview
I don't
and
know
be like,
if this
I called
is really
it.
underrated, but I would say Lanham. I'd say
Lanham.
he's underrated.
Okay. So
I
you
think
didn't
he's
watch the
amazing.
MLG VODs, right?
Well, no, I didn't. Apparently, he
Okay.
did really well.
What about you?
I would say the Xiaotuji from LGD.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's underrated in China, but at least nobody here in Europe knows about him because he probably has the same name as Xiao Wei, and he has a problem maybe. But with
Well,
that,
that means in Chinese, right?
Xiatuji, they're both
Xiao means
Xiao?
small. Xiao.
He's small.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what it means.
Did you know that?
I did not know that. No.
Exactly. Well,
Nobody knows that.
Yeah,
Only
what
you
the
know
hell?
that.
I know that. Yeah.
Why do you know this?
It might surprise you, but I can speak a little Chinese.
Holy
Oh.
hell!
I know. It's just crazy. Do you speak any other languages?
I do not.
No.
Really?
No, I don't.
Draskyl, it's time to learn Egyptian. and
Egyptian?
Greek.
Egyptian.
Give me at least a
God,
language
okay.
that's gonna have some use.
Dude, it's
Oh wow, he just walked out. You offended him.
He'll be fine.
Well, perfect. I can ask you some more questions about your life now. What do you do? How did you transition into this? How did you even get into this job?
It's just something I wanted to do, you know? Like, I played Dota for a long time. I started playing Han, and then after I played Han on a competitive team, I was like, I don't like Han anymore because they deviate so far from what Dota was originally. I just hated the Warcraft 3 engine, so I was like, I'll wait for Dota 2. And then as soon as I got a Dota 2 invite, a lot of people who watch the streams that Korok used to do, I would be on those streams too, and we would like kind of fun commentate games, and people were like, oh, you're actually pretty good, you should just try it. And at the time, I didn't have a job, and I really liked the game, so I was
Nice.
like,
What was the job that you had right before that?
I was an electrician's apprentice.
Electrician's apprentice.
I worked for my uncle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So after that, I started commentating,
He's
and
back.
then I got a lot of love from the community to start out with, and then this is the big thing, right? Bulba said that he invented me, but he's actually right, because the day that I started commentating was the day that Bulba couldn't do the It's Gosu's Monthly Madness cast with AC, and he told me to fill in.
He invents a lot of things.
He does. He really has.
He claims to.
Yeah. Well, everyone loves Sam because he's invented everything.
And what do you do outside of Dota? Other than Dota, what do you do for
he's
fun?
gonna become Egyptian.
I'm gonna become Egyptian.
We're all sorry.
I gotta work on a
all
10.
Egyptians, we're all sorry for Draskyl's ignorance, but the fact is that he's just ignorant because, first of all, he doesn't know his origin, his power. His power is to control all of you. He's a pharaoh, but it's not news. You know, it's not like the new pharaoh is like the new avatar. You know, once it creates in this world, there used to be like an avatar and stuff like you, like the pharaoh. But Draskyl, the fact is, you don't know it.
Right.
But
I have to unlock the potential.
I will bloom you the secret one day.
Amazing.
How to open
He's
it.
such a nice guy.
I know. You just.
I had no idea until he told me.
I didn't know you had all these powers.
No, he did.
Okay.
He has the powers, not me.
Well, you can
Are
recognize
you
it.
calling
You're
Pinhead?
the-
Are you calling
You're
me
the
Pinhead?
vessel. He's the vessel. You're
He's
the
calling
prophet.
me Pinhead?
Maybe.
Are you calling me Pinhead?
I don't
I
even
think
know
I
what
might
that
wanna go
means.
now.
What are you
Might be
talking
my
about? What's a pinhead?
A pinhead is like an insult. It's like saying you're stupid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe then.
Maybe. Okay. But I wouldn't pick a fight with him.
He's much larger than I am.
Yeah. He could
Oh,
probably
that doesn't
throw
matter.
you like off that thing.
That doesn't matter.
He seems like a nice guy, though.
Yeah, I'm super nice.
Yeah.
I'm
Look
gonna
at
help
that hair.
Draskyl
That hair
open
can't
his chakra,
hurt anyone.
and he will just do stuff, lots of stuff, Egyptian stuff.
I
But
do
I
like
think-
doing stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so I forgot the question I asked. Oh yeah. What do you do other than Dota for fun and being a
I
prop?
just did answer you.
Okay, yeah.
Well, that's what
He's
he
We'll
gonna
does.
go with
start doing
we'll go
it.
with one answer.
All right.
And we'll
Okay.
see what
Draskyl,
the
what do you
second
do?
answer is.
What am I doing? Well,
Yeah.
after I become an Egyptian pharaoh.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like my number one priority. I play guitar.
Me too, man.
Is it for the
Yeah.
for the girls?
No, it's actually for me. Like
Okay.
playing guitar is really fun. I think it's nice to have something to do with your hands, like mechanical.
Uh-huh.
So if it was for the girls, wouldn't I like have a girlfriend?
Well,
Or I'm really
this
shit.
interview is perfect for that. You can advertise. We can put your number up on the bottom of the screen.
I haven't played for a while. I'm actually buying a new guitar when I get back.
This is so good. I can make you famous, man.
Yeah, he can
Seriously.
he can teach you some
The
moves. This guy
Egyptian
seems to
pharaoh.
know
I know how to
some
play
moves.
guitar also. I have a studio at home. My brother owns a studio.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's like it's all coming in my head right now. We can already do it. The Egyptian pharaoh.
You gotta give him some advice, some dating advice. You
Some
gotta
dating advice?
Yeah. What's
Dude, you're gonna
you have
be
moves,
an
right?
Egyptian pharaoh. What the hell are you talking about? What
Yeah,
dating moves?
We like that's my go-to question. I want to know your moves.
What?
Yeah.
He's gonna pillage and do bad things, but he's gonna get women.
Yeah, it's true. Women like power.
They do, and a pharaoh it's even above a normal president or whatever.
Yeah,
So-
well, it's more of a tyrannical thing, but
Yeah.
it can work.
And the headdress,
What headdress? He's not actually.
They did wear those.
Yeah, they
like,
wore those.
They wore-
Come on.
No, I just thought that only headdresses are like the Tenochtitlan and all those Montezuma guys. I thought those were only called headdresses. I'm not sure if they call them headdresses in Egyptian, history.
You're supposed to be teaching me. You need to know this shit.
No, I know that shit, and I'd never heard headdresses, but they probably are headdresses. It's an American word, and I trust Americans, since you're both American, probably, aren't you?
I'm American.
Yeah, Americans.
Well, there you go.
Well, you're from Estonia.
Yeah.
Can you tell us something about Estonia that us ignorant Americans don't know?
No, ma võin päris palju tegelikult rääkida, aga te ei saa sittigi aru.
He's right. I don't know.
Got it. I don't know that, but
Yeah.
That was actually too easy for him.
Tell our audience something about Estonia.
Eesti on päris lahe koht, kus elada.
He's
I
not
think that
going to give
was
us anything, is he?
somewhat of a shout out.
Yeah,
maybe.
a shout out. Maybe your brother?
Shout out vennale, Ilja Ivanov.
Nice. All right.
Well done.
Okay. Have you ever been to Estonia?
No.
Me neither. What should we visit if we go there?
The capital's pretty good, but the city that I live in is also quite nice. They're all small. Tallinn is a kind of a city which started out as like economic, because it's like on the edge of the sea and stuff. So all the Russians, Finlands, or whatever started their economy through this place. So it got kind of big. But I live in a small city which has only like 100,000 people living in there. But I like it because there's a small amount of crime. Everybody knows pretty much each other, and
Are you super famous?
super famous.
Yeah.
No.
If you walk down the street, do people recognize you?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay.
That happens.
How can you not recognize him? If he's walking down the street, he's
guess.
probably taller than every other person.
Are people tall in Estonia?
Yeah, they are.
But are they as tall as you?
Some are.
So what is it like? If Navi goes to the final, is it in the news?
What?
Maybe if they win.
Estonian newspaper. Is it in the news?
No.
No.
Well, Navi's not really an Estonian
Only if
team.
it's a word about international, maybe then.
Yeah.
But not any other tournament.
Got it.
But this whole DreamHack thing, it's connected to TV3, so or TV6.
TV6, yeah.
Yeah, but they said it's going to be connected to TV3.
For the finals.
Well,
I don't think it was there the whole time. I could be wrong.
I'm
about
not really sure how it's connected somehow, because I'm not watching it and I can't
Yeah,
know.
that's true.
But it is connected, so Estonians might be seeing stuff,
So he has his team. You kind of have your own team now.
I do.
Can you
They're
tell us a little bit
feeders.
about him?
Well,
What's it like working with Pyrian Flex and working with
Yeah.
Bruno and 2GD
Tell me
every
about-
day?
Tell me about Puriona.
okay, so he's a dad, first off, right? He
How
has
did you
kids.
guys took him away from his kids for an entire month?
He volunteered, okay? We didn't
I
tear
would
him away
volunteer
from his
too,
kids.
Man. We all would volunteer.
Yeah, like he's like, look, I want to come out and have some fun. His wife and I think his grandma or something are watching over the kids while he's gone, so that's fine. But Ted is like the guy who, what he lacks in Dota knowledge, he has in dad knowledge, right? So
That knowledge? Okay.
yeah, like you go anywhere and he's like, oh no, let me get this. I'll pay for this. He comes to the house, like the good house, and he just starts buying us food. Now keep in mind, this is a house full of 6 guys, right? We eat a lot. So we're like, Ted, you realize that if you start buying food for us, it's going to get really expensive. He's like, no, it's fine. He always offers to do everything for you. So it's like when he leaves, the dad of the studio is going back to the motherland.
Okay.
So it's going to be
Too
like
bad.
heartbreak. Yeah. But I love Ted.
Well, he does all the chores. That's why you like him.
Well, he did actually do some chores, but there's some limits. You should see the sink some days. It's bad.
Yeah, 6 guys.
The sink, like the kitchen area,
the sink.
it gets bad.
And you guys obviously played together, queued together, did some pubs maybe?
We do.
What's it like playing with Pyrian Flex in a pub?
Ted is
really, really bad.
he's really bad, but he is also equally funny because we had a game where Ted was playing Bounty Hunter, right? And we're diving under a tower and we're like, Ted, track, right? Because there's a Clinks or something on the other team, some hero that had invis. And he's like, I can't track. So at the end of the game, we ended up losing. And we go back to the replay because James is like screaming at him. He's like, you totally could have tracked right here. And we look at the replay and there's like 5 straight seconds where Ted is standing right next to this guy, not an invis. And he's like, no, I thought you meant, like he was vigilantly arguing that no, I couldn't have tracked. And he goes, no, I thought you meant that I could track because me as a person can't track, but maybe another bounty hunter could have tracked. And I'm just like, holy shit, Ted. That might have been the best excuse I've ever heard in my life, because he's not saying that a person could have done it. He could not have done it, which I can't argue with.
Interesting interpretation of that argument. Have you ever had a situation like that, playing with someone?
Yeah, my teammates constantly.
Oh yeah.
It is.
What's it like when they do something dumb in game?
Well, I think all gamers have a very strong defensive mechanism, which is a horrible idea to even have. That's why all the teams that are like, brothers to each other and stuff, they end up winning much more tournaments than the ones that are like arguing with each other constantly. So, arguing and being mean to each other and whatnot, it's all connected to your defensive mechanism. It's not really connected to your aggressive mechanism, because if you're aggressive by nature and you just say bad things to a person, then you're just an asshole, and you're probably not going to have a team for a long while anyway. But if your defense mechanism is also like, it was not my fault, it was your fault, and stuff like that, you're going to be removed from the team no matter what. And if you work on that stuff, then you're going to have a really good team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's problems we all have, not even like players or something. We all share a defensive mechanism that kind of screws us up at some point.
I think when it comes to gaming too, like any good Dota player knows the mistake they made as soon as it happens. Like a second later, you're just like, oh yeah, I should have done whatever. So like bringing it up is kind of detrimental to the team just in general.
Yeah.
But you gotta hammer it home. Make them know that the loss is their fault.
Well, the good thing about it is if a person says, oh, my fail, nobody cares. If you instantly say like, oh, I failed, then nobody cares. Nobody's thinking about this mistake anymore, because the question of why and to explain is much more annoying, and it's going to take like 1 minute of your game and stuff, and it's not going to combine whatever you want to do. Your teammate's going to lose potential and stuff, so it's much more better to just, I failed, sorry guys.
Yeah, so many problems can be fixed with communication like that. My bad, Well, thank you. You guys have another best of 5 to play.
Yeah.
You guys have any shout outs you want to give before the end of the interview?
Shout out to the rest of the guys back at the studio. Shout out to my parents. I'll be back in the States soon. Love you guys, etc. That's about it.
What about you?
Shout out to my brother. We're going to make the studio thing happen with Draskyl, the Egyptian legendary pharaoh. And stay tuned. The band's going to call Dark Skulls.
Nice.
Thanks for watching, and subscribe to our channel, follow us on Twitter, all that kind of stuff. See you guys next time.